Mr. G.S.Kumar, who is a professional in his field, and I would like to question him so that you people out here understand what is the importance of LinkedIn and why is it important to have a presence over LinkedIn. So, Mr. Kumar, like you said that you've been in this field for the past 20 years, I believe, 15 years. I'm sorry.
Close to 20 years, yeah.
Yes, so you've been more than 20 years. So I would here want to understand from you that, what is the difference between LinkedIn and other job portals?
It's a very, very important clarification which I want to give it to the room. See, Naukri Monster Times Job is a straightforward job portal where only the recruiters will have access to these particular profiles, especially only the resume. But LinkedIn, what we have to understand, it's a professional networking platform. And in my opinion, it's a relationship building tool where we have to develop relationship with the decision makers, CEOs and recruiters, HR professionals, and even technical professionals for that matter, where we have to connect and collaborate and work and have a conversation with them. That's the major difference, because the main aspect in job portals is something where your content is only on the resume, where you can draft and craft on your own story and then put it, where there is no interaction happen, right? But here it's a 360-degree platform where you can showcase everything, like technical skills, achievements, volunteering, and which school and college you have studied, and the recognitions you got from endorsements you got for your skills, and somebody can validate on your skills. All that 360 element can be seen in a LinkedIn, because I would say 2023's necessity platform, if you ask me, that's one thing which you have to invest time is on LinkedIn, comparing to Instagram and Facebook, because this is a place where professionals come and engage and work on knowledge, job, and business purposes. So the purpose is entirely different from job portals, social media platform, and LinkedIn. That's the key difference which we have to understand. The second major point here is the authenticity and trust factor, where in Naukri, both from the job posting side, there are a lot of fake job posting, and from the candidate also, you can give a lot of fake skills or fake appearance, everything you can give fake, where we cannot trust. But here in LinkedIn, since you are representing an organization, the trust factor is even more better, because you will not write anything nonsense, right? You will be writing only on your career, job, and business, where you will be very, very authentic, and people start following you based on your background, career, and all that. And in Naukri and all that, what happens is people update their profile once in 3 months or 6 months, or never even update, right? But here, the updations on a regular basis is highly, highly essential and recommended, where your growth and your professional networking is highly recommended on a daily basis, where you cannot stop that. And this is a place of showcasing all your technical or branding and impress the recruiters to get connected with you. So that way, and the best platform is this for a small personal branding, where we can write articles on various newsletters, post our opinion in the timeline on various technical skills, industries, so that we showcase our skills and passion, so that becomes a impressive factor for a HR profession. And final thing is personal branding. Anything cannot be done in Naukri and Monster, but here you can show yourself on what the kind of award you have got, what recognition you have got, everything. So that becomes a huge difference when it comes to LinkedIn. So in my opinion, it is a relationship building tool rather than a job portal. That is the way it has to be used.
Very well. So like you mentioned that it is a relationship tool. So why do you think that job seekers should be creating a LinkedIn profile?
Okay, see, any job seekers or any working professional or business owners, they want to get connected with like-minded people and like-minded community, okay, which is not possible in Naukri or Monster at any other platform. But here it provides, the LinkedIn provides a lot of information about the company, about the industry insights, and even about the CEO, for everybody's insight, you can see on what is happening. You can see what is happening in Twitter, Facebook, Amazon. You get to know the latest industry sites, and it's a very authentic information about those kind of companies and industries. The best part is you can network with all the decision makers. Like you cannot send an email and connect with any of the CEO, but it can happen in LinkedIn, where you can connect with any CEO of the company, provided you have a good LinkedIn profile for yourself. And that way they will also try and connect with skillful people. And you can create a lot of visibility for the recruiters and HR professionals, because see, their need is to fill their profile, fill their job with the right set of skills, where they keep searching for people who are very, very skillful. Okay, so the goal here is to be on the top 5 or top 10 people search when they are discovering profiles on the specific skill set. So if somebody is searching Python developer or Java developer, whether you are coming in the top 5 or top 10, that matters a lot. So essentially that needs to be figured out, so that you get the visibility. And the second thing is, like, you will once you start following this HR recruiters and all that, the very next day you will get the feeds of what they are posting. So obviously you will get to know what is their update on their company and all that. And for most of the working professionals who've been laid off, what I'm hearing from them is they've lost all these networking opportunities, because they spent their life or on a daily activities 8 hours to 10 hours they spent on their office, and they could not connect with anybody when they have lost a job. So suddenly nobody can start their networking opportunities. So but whoever is a beginner and start connecting in this very a poor time, it's highly recommended to start networking in LinkedIn, so that whenever you feel any lag in your career, your network will support you on getting some references, getting jobs. So for that to happen, it cannot happen overnight. We'll have to start building our network. And the final point I would say is the online reputation. Like, uh, if you Google yourself with your name, what comes on the first page is your online reputation. So I would like to have this audience to search their name in Google and understand whether your profile, especially LinkedIn, appears on the first page. Otherwise, there is no online reputation, and there is no visibility, because even though when you submit a resume, the recruiters will stalk your LinkedIn profile only to understand whether how professional you are and how many people have validated, all that. And there's a time where you have to check and then build your reputation and networking. So that's very, very crucial at this point in time, because we have seen a lot of failure stories, people who have come after layoff, where they have not built any other network.
Right, very well said. So, Mr. Kumar, you mentioned that, there are people who put up their keywords and they're still not getting jobs. So why do you think that, a lot of people here complain that even though if I'm applying to hundreds of jobs, but I'm not getting a reply? So what would your take on that be?
Yeah, there's a very most crucial factor which we have to understand: how recruitment works in an organization, and how hiring process work in an organization. Okay, so in a job market, what happens is there is published jobs and non-advertised jobs, not published jobs. Okay, so whatever you are seeing, like in Naukri, LinkedIn, or any other platform which is job posting, it is only 30% of the total job market. Okay, you can see thousands of Naukri job postings, Monster, everything, but in totality, it is whatever you are seeing, it is only 30% in the total market. So the rest 70%, what happens is we source profiles from these particular portals. That's number one. And we get referrals, internal references, networking. These kind of opportunities is what 70%, which is non-advertised in the entire portal. So that's where we'll have to build our visibility, so that we get that option here. So a lot of people complain because they apply to the jobs and not getting interview call, because the guy who has applied to one particular opening, he's one among 1,000 candidates or 1,000 CVs. So that it is becoming very practically very difficult for a recruiter to review every CV and then call back. So that's a failure element in a job posting thing, where we start feeling inferior when we don't get interview call. Correct. So even though you have skill, but if you don't get interview call, you start feeling frustrated or inferior during the entire process. But in this case, on the non-advertised segment, it is only the networking techniques we have to understand, so that it becomes easier for us to connect with the right people and take it to the conversation to the next level, where it's a very easier process to get into a job.
Right. So how you mentioned that, there are so many people applying to jobs and they don't get a call. So how do you think that LinkedIn can be used to get interviews?
Okay, so interviews means like I would want to be very very clear because so a lot of people start sending requests to very random people and ask for referrals, which is not the right way to do it because when you are connecting with people for the first time, it's all strangers, so they cannot give you a job referral just like that. So job referral, the process would be something. If you find a job posting on a particular company, say for example TCS or Infosys or Wipro, then you go to that particular senior software developer and then ask for informational interview so that you understand what it is required for that particular job, so that he gives you more insight. And only when the job is published, he will be in a position to refer you. Otherwise there is no possibility. It will become an embarrassment situation for those guys who are accepting connections, because as I said, this is a relationship tool. We cannot just submit a resume and then come back. Okay, so you have to build a conversation in order to build your credibility, trust factor, and technical skills so that he is confident to refer you for that particular post. So essentially, you will have to connect with all your alumni if you're a student or even a working professional, so that they feel a common element, right? So any alumni who are in the same college, they feel little soft corner about our profile, right? So without even having much of trust. So that way you begin your journey with LinkedIn, so that you first thing you'll have to ask for the kind of a role which they are expecting. What are the technical skills? What are the interview process? Those things is what you have to question with them when you are sending a connection request, so that they love to give all these details because they have underwent all these aspects. So instead of what I would recommend is, instead of submitting resume randomly, connect and converse with the people so that you get a good referral in the entire process. And LinkedIn is full of opportunities. So when I say opportunities, there are a lot of people, HR professional and people who joined recently in a company, they start posting their new job details there, where you can find that is a opportunity to open a door, where you can congratulate them and ask for how do you got the process, connections, how you got this job. You start a conversation with them. So what happens is, when a guy who has joined very recently, he's start posting that I've joined TCS or Infosys, and then he will also tag the recruiter who was given that thing, and company page also he will tag. So what happens is, when you start posting comment, you become visible to the HR recruiter, where if you start commenting, you could have seen your title will be displayed in the comment section. So if you are a potential match, now that is a possibility for a recruiter to reach out to you to get connected and get into one interview to the next level. So it's a networking game which you have to play rather than submitting resume and come back. Okay, that's what is essential. Because if you could see all activity session in your section, and then see whoever is you have commented, your network will get to know in which all posting you have commented. Okay, and the same way, if you do the reverse process also, all the people whoever wants to get connected, they will know from which background you are coming. So that way the entire system is an ecosystem where it's a chain reaction of networking, where it will give it itself will pop up a lot of opportunities to you, like birthday wishes or joining a new job, joining getting a certificate. All these are all opportunities only for you to comment and then kickstart the whole conversation. Now that is the way we'll have to get into this conversation.
Right. Very well said, Mr. Kumar. One thing I would like to know from you over here is that, how could one create visibility on LinkedIn in order to get notified and get visible from MNC recruiters?
Okay, first thing we have to understand is how a recruiter will search. Okay, being a recruiter from last couple of years, when I search, I will search Java developer or Python developer. This is how I generally search. So you will have to understand how a recruiter search, and that particular keyword you will have to mention in your title section. Okay, so that when I'm searching, you are appearing, number one. And number two, a proper banner, professional banner and profile photo is highly essential. where a lot of people post their Instagram photo, which is not recommended. So a close headshot is recommended because you have to appear as if you are working in an office. Okay, so that is very crucial because this gives a very trust factor about you, right? Based on your display picture, they will judge you on what kind of a persona you are. Okay, so accordingly, you will have to get a very professional picture done in either Photoshop or whatever, make it very, very professional. Third thing is, if you are a student or working professional, show some measurable achievements and quantified things in your summary and work experience. Because just like mentioning HTML, Python, nobody will relate to what you have executed. Okay, so it is all about executed projects which they want to know on what you have achieved in the past. So based on that, they will call you. So whatever roles and responsibilities you have taken in the past, make it with measurable and quantifiable sentence formation so that they understand whether you have done or not. Okay, so in terms of how you can do, like you can display your projects with LinkedIn, or you can what you could do the lot of hackathon lead core and all that is happening. What is your participation in that? How much ranking you got? All that. And especially there is a section called skill section where most of the time we put the generic statement like leadership quality, team leadership, team management, all that, which may not be very recommended. Rather, you use your technical skills, but get some endorsement with your colleagues or friends so that they give a +1 in your skill section so that the recruiter understand that you got endorsement from the other people. Number two, in skill section, if you look at it, there is a skill test which you can undergo where you can take up any particular programming or creative tools like Photoshop or anything. You can undergo a skill test and publish your score there. Okay, which will become very, very impressive for the recruiter that he will understand that you are a proactive person and got this particular skill test, which will give you a higher uniqueness comparing to the other people. So don't worry if you are failing, it will not publish. So obviously when you are getting a positive rank and positive numbers only, you can publish. So that way, and write a lot of articles because so people love to get a lot of knowledge from this platform. So if you're really passionate towards any programming skills or any other general matters or industry related news, start posting content there so that you have to appear as a subject matter expert, right? So that way you create a lot of visibility. See, because the thumb rule is when you are searching for MNC and looking at their credibility, trust, and bigger brands and all that, they will also search for quality of an MNC employee, right? So what is the quality? Proactive, a lot of technical skills, functional leadership qualities. All that can be showcased in a LinkedIn platform, which no other platform can give you that particular leverage. So that is the kind of things we have to perform during our time in LinkedIn.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Kumar, what I would now want to know from you is, what are the main key important points that one should keep in mind while they get over LinkedIn?
Okay, so see, first thing is we have to understand where do we stand at this point in time so that we start from there and then grow up. So there is a dashboard system where we regularly use to understand our clients on where they stand and optimize their profile. So that is called social selling index, for which the link I will share at the end of the webinar, where the audience can understand where is their LinkedIn status right now, so that with that factors, they will try to understand where they have to scale up. And the goal here is to rank on the top, just like websites who are selling product and services. Who, whenever we are searching any T-shirts or shoes, the sites which has a lot of content and which is related to the algorithm of Google, only those websites will come into the first page, right? And we don't go beyond the first page of searching any particular product or services. We decide in the first page itself, and then we purchase any product or services. So similar way, LinkedIn is highly synchronized with the Google standards, where it is based on how much keywords we have used in our LinkedIn profile, right? So essentially pick up the best primary skills in your thing. Maybe it can be Python or .NET or Java, whatever it is. According to that, you pick up those kind of primary skills and post content on a regular basis, because the recruiters, when they start recruiting the developers or non-IT professional, they will start follow certain particular hashtags where in a particular hashtag there will be a lot of like-minded people. So once you follow a particular hashtag, that feed also comes from the next day. So look for the particular skills where you have a higher quality, higher contribution, and start following those hashtags, so that most of the recruiters will be following those hashtags because they are recruiting. So obviously from there you just get connected. And testimonials is very major important function there, where see, when we are reviewing a company, when we are getting an interview, we immediately go to Glassdoor, Google review, and test their performance, right? But recruiters also do the same thing. They check our testimonials, recommendations, who has given what. It is not something, okay, I will give you testimonial, you give me one testimonial with the friends. That should not be the way. Rather,
Right.
you ask for people who are very, very professional, because that makes a lot of sense, because recruiters will get to know any which way, like where you have got this particular recommendations. So obviously that recommendations is highly recommended. And I will reiterate the process of getting referral, where if you find a software engineer kind of a job posting in your dream company, just connect to a senior software developer or a software architect, so that you connect with them and ask for the process. And once you build the trust, then you ask for a referral. That will make more sense in the entire process. So play the networking game. That is what my most humble recommendation. Instead of just applying to jobs and waiting for things, that is not the place for LinkedIn. So building your brand from the top to bottom of all the sections is highly essential. Even if you are posting a job as a recruiter, I can say we can see all your possible star matching for our job openings, because it will give a LinkedIn will give a dashboard on which are all the 1-star profile or 2-star profile or a 5-star profile. Okay, so it is purely dependent on your credibility, building a personal brand or optimized profile. That way only it is showcased. The reason why people are not getting calls is because maybe they could have not maintained their all-star profile. Okay. Now, I don't know how many all-star profile the LinkedIn will recognize that you are existing. Okay. Otherwise, you are not even existing in the platform, because it's about 830 million people who are there in LinkedIn. So in that way, if you have to be searchable or discoverable, all-star profile maintaining is something very, very crucial. Only then, when somebody is searching for a particular skill, you will start appearing in the first page. So that's how the entire process works.
Okay, there is a question from Kanchan. I have a query in regards to the online courses that LinkedIn is providing currently. How much value these certifications carry in any particular industry? Good question. So a lot of LinkedIn has started a lot of this LinkedIn learning kind of certifications, where definitely a lot of experts are providing this courses and training materials and tutorials. But how far this is practical, that you have to synchronize with the industry, because a lot of people from the US, UK, and Australia are teaching this certification. But you will have to pick up the Indian what you call author or trainer, so that they understand the current market and provide you with the materials, because you will have to understand that these are all recorded materials which may not be applicable in the present trends. So even like 3 months before courses may not, sometimes may not be, it is very relatable or practical to the industry. So we'll have to figure out whether it is very potential, because you will have some trailer option there, or a mini 5 minutes courses are there, so that you can just run through it and understand whether it is really synchronizing with your current employment needs. So accordingly you have to choose. And I would suggest after completing the course, you will have to demonstrate either with the hackathon or do some projects, so that you can showcase that in your resume. Because see, the general example which I say is MS Office is a skill where everybody can have. You can have, I can have Excel, everybody can have. But how profound we are demonstrating those skills, that makes a whole difference, where employees would want to pay you for that. Okay, so the demonstrable experience is what you have to highlight in the resume and LinkedIn, so that you get a better interview chances. And during the interview chances also, only because of certificates, nobody will offer you. It is all how, what kind of a projects you have done, what kind of hackathon you have done. That will make a crucial difference during the entire process. Because as a recruiter, I have seen a lot of people having great certification like Sun Java, Cisco, Linux, and all that, but they were not able to demonstrate the entire interview, which made a drastic failure in the entire thing. So if you are doing course, definitely the identification of a trainer is very crucial. But after that, you will have to implement a project or hackathon to demonstrate that. That would be my recommendation.
I believe Mr. Virendra Kumar also has a question here. If Mr. Virendra Kumar, if you could please unmute yourself and go ahead asking your question. Mr. Virendra Kumar?
Hi, this side Virendra Kumar.
Yes, please go ahead.
Mr. Kumar, are you getting my voice?
Yeah. Clear.
My question is, from last 18 months, I'm continuously searching a good job, suitable opportunity through LinkedIn. I changed everything as you have suggested in a different way. Subject, title, heading, everything I did it over there. But people are seeing my request, and view impression is showing there. 1,000 people have shown this my profile over there. But not a single person responded over there. Why it is so? I am completely fed up, because people show just like a fraternity, they are bound to do something, but no response over there. So I need to understand where I am lacking right now.
Okay.
I have
So
rich experience, valued experience plus 20 years, and I served reputed organization like Tata, Larsen and Toubro, Aparajita, and some more companies.
Okay, so you mean to say you are getting a lot of profile views, but there is no use of those kind of profile views, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So what I would suggest is do two checks. One check will be go and check your search appearances in your dashboard, where it will showcase who are all the profiles who are searching for you. Number one. So when you click the search appearances button, you will get the one more link where you can see the weekly dashboard, because LinkedIn will publish every Thursday your mechanism of number of profile views, number of impressions, and number of people, number of times you have appeared in a search. So in that search appearances, if you see, you can see from which are all the companies they have searched, and who are all the designation who has searched, and especially for which skill they are searched. Okay. So that makes all the difference, because just because of what kind of words you have used in LinkedIn, that's how your search appearances happens. So a wrong direction maybe could have been that, where people are searching something, but eventually they are landing in your LinkedIn profile, where they don't see a sync between their expectation and your offering. Okay. So obviously make it with more skills which you can contribute rather than designations, because certain designation we don't even mention properly, because Indian designations is completely different from UK and US. Okay. So that way, every title in each career should have some or the other connections towards that, so that LinkedIn understands that it's a very relevant profile. That's the mechanism on the algorithm and artificial intelligence it will work. So this one thing you have to check. And second thing is the social selling index link, which I have sent, that you can open and see where do you stand on LinkedIn, which will give a clear indication on which is lacking in your profile. So accordingly, you have to build your.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumar.
Pleasure.
Great. Anybody here with any more questions?
Excuse me.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Number of followers and number of persons that we are following, does it matter in terms of scoring and ranking?
Number of connections definitely matters. We should have a minimum of 500 connections in our connections, so that LinkedIn appreciates your connection request. But number of follow means whoever we are feeling better, that we can start following. But we have to build a crowd for our own self, where we are building a community for our own self, where if we start posting content, they will have to appreciate. So that much level of community and crowd and connections is what you have to build, rather than doing a follow. So it's a platform for you to build your brand and showcase yourself as a subject matter expert. So for that, you will have to build a crowd. So connection request, send a connection request for people who are in a similar industry, like you are a professor. So people who are in colleges, principal, lecturer, professors, and even overseas universities, those people you can start connecting, so that LinkedIn understand you are in the same level of like-minded people, and it will start appreciating. So the thumb rule is having minimum 500 connections, but still you can keep looking at connections which are like-minded people in your industry and domain, so that it will help you during the entire networking process.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I'm taking classes for business administration students. So I would love to being connected with the companies. So is this fine? Companies, CEOs, HR recruiters, etc. Or should I be connected only with my professional friends? That means teaching friends, academicians.
That's whatever is your official purpose, you can start connecting. But as I said, it is not a first-hand request, like how we are sending an email, right? So we collect an email and then send a proposal of our college and courses and all that. That may not happen in LinkedIn. You'll have to develop a conversation with a potential guy whom you can want to connect and help you with the entire process. So start following and start appreciating the content, so that they feel that somebody is keep appreciating me. That's the human tendency, right? So somebody who's appreciating, we will try to connect and converse. So there you start the conversation, and then appreciate his article, newsletter, and like-minded industry-related news, so that you start conversing. And then later you pitch for your services, so that it becomes helpful for both of you. Otherwise, it's just a platform for connecting. That is not the role to play. As I said, it's a relationship building activity which you have to execute during the entire conversation on your LinkedIn time.
Exactly. Thank you. And one more question. We have a direct message option in LinkedIn as well. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my understanding is that that particular direct message will not be open to others. Am I right?
Whomever you have connected, you will get a direct message option.
Yeah. Yeah. So that will not be shown or read or seen by anybody else except to that particular person. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
think we've lost her.
She is audible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. So, Ms. Anis Fatima,
Sorry,
to
your
answer
voice
your
is breaking.
question, G.S.Kumar, we can't hear you. I will answer that for her. Ms. Anis Fatima, the direct messages that you send on LinkedIn are visible only to the people you send them to.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Got
Yes.
it.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Virendra Kumar is asking for our contact numbers. I'll just put it down on the chat box.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
So the role of the person to whom we connect on LinkedIn, does it matter in ranking?
No, that's what the basic funda is. You will have to understand which industry you belong to, and accordingly connect with the like-minded people. So if you are a professor and connecting to the jewelry manufacturer or a freelancer, that doesn't suits your kind of a background, right? So you will have to create a mechanism. You have to create a goal for yourself on LinkedIn, so that you work towards the goal for next 6 months to 1 year. So random connections may not work. It will show a big number, but no connection will help you. Like just like Facebook, like we might have 2,000 friends, but nobody will help us in terms of need, right? So in LinkedIn, you have to create that like-minded community and connections, so that both of you can benefit. Like, see, if you what kind of a profession you are right now?
I am into IT services,
Okay.
software services, and staffing.
Okay. You are into a business.
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, whoever is related to your industry, products and services, that is the people you have to connect, so that you can collaborate, co-create, or partner up with them. That is the way which has to be used, because it's a platform for big ticket clients and big ticket attraction, where B2B is highly recommended comparing to B2C, because you cannot work on getting one client one day.
Right.
Okay. So aim for bigger decision makers in your industry and start connecting with them and start conversing with them. So then it will make a lot of sense.
Do others see the role of the members to whom I connected?
I'm sorry, come again.
So in our profile summary, we get to know, okay, so 10% of my connections are C role, say 20% into business development or something like that. Is this information visible to others? How much?
No, when we are when we are somebody is connecting, sending a connection request or looking at our profile, LinkedIn obviously shows the mutual connections, right? So whomever is being mutually connected.
Yeah.
So that is minimum percentage will appear, but not every connections.
Okay, so apart from the mutual connection, rest of my profile nature of connections I have, that summary is not visible to anybody. So example, say if I have say 800 connections, out of which 50 are C roles, say 200 are into business development, example. Then you as a third person, do you, even if we are connected, assume you and me are connected. So do you see the summary that, okay, out of my 800 connections, 100 are from this background? Is that visible to the connections?
No, not 100%. All the connections I cannot stop. I can only see whoever is a mutual connection. Okay, somebody is in the same location, or somebody is at the same company where you and me worked in same Wipro or same Manipal. Those people will have a mutual connection where I get to know, okay, my friend is connected to Hitesh. Okay, or the guy who's worked with me is working in Hitesh office.
Okay,
that is
so
the
not
basic
the summary.
information, not the summary, not the entire detail.
Hello.
Thanks.
Hello. Mr. Kumar, I have one more question. On LinkedIn, some of the features are just like paid services. When we see who has seen my profile, when we click on that this now, and some more features like who has seen my profile, there's a list of people all together. So what actually the amount we need to pay individually, or the fixed prices for per month basis, or something like that? What are those paid services?
I think this is they will charge for your profile views or showcasing, featuring your profile or email credit. For that only they will start charging, where it is similar to how your Zoom is performing, right? 40 minutes is free, but if you want more than 40 minutes or 100 participants, you will have to pay, correct? So if you want to showcase your profile to more number of people comparing to the regular organic search, that is where you'll have to go for that particular premium kind of a process or email credit. But I won't recommend those kind of paid thing, because that gives a failure model, because if the fundamentals is not very strong, that it will not work, because a lot of people have purchased premium, but still they have not got a right number of connection requests or right leads, both in the business front and job front. So see, just by showcasing to everybody doesn't make any sense, because see, when we are driving in a car, we see a lot of signages, right? How much we are remembering. Okay, so there is no meaning in showcasing.
So what do you okay, so what do you suggest? In my case, I have opened it for everyone. So what actually there are three or four options are there? Viewable option.
It is highly recommendable on what is your goal towards this. Is it you want to increase your connections or profile views, or you're looking for a jobs? What is it that you have to decide, and accordingly you have to choose your pattern.
So that is purely for my request for getting a job. I have numerous connections, unlimited number of connections. I have around more than 1,000 connections. Connections are sufficient.
Oh, that's what. Have you checked your social selling index? What is your score?
Oh, never seen.
Okay, I would recommend that to happen first, so that the basic fundamentals needs to be very strong, because In 1,000 connections, how many people are recruiters or HR professionals or decision makers? That makes a whole lot of difference.
Okay, fine.
Okay. And the underlying thing is, when you post a content, it will not go to all the 1,000 people. Maybe it will be a shock for many of the people. LinkedIn will show only to 10 to 15% of your audience. That means if you have 1,000 connections, only 100 to 150 people, it will be showcased. And it depends on how much engagement you are getting for your particular post. Okay. So then,
so what should
LinkedIn
I do to how can my request or my job searching showcase can reach to maximum people?
That is what you have to showcase your writing capabilities. You start writing about your industry because you come with a very strong experience in your particular industry. So start sharing a lot of industry news, your opinion, and so in your industry you will get a lot of news. So what is your opinion towards that? That you club with that and then start posting content. So that with that particular hashtags, people will always search for right people. So what happens if you keep on posting articles? The recruiters who are searching for people and they come to know that comparing to other people, this guy has posted a lot of information. They will feel that you are a subject matter expert.
Okay, great.
That way.
Thank you so much.
Just one thing you mentioned about the social selling index. So where do we see it? Is it a standard term?
Yeah, it's an offering from LinkedIn itself where it is free to get. That link I have posted here. Okay, so that you can open, and if you open, there is an option to click for free. So if you click that option, you will get to know what is your parameters right now as far as LinkedIn is considered.
Can you please repost that link? Actually, I joined a bit late, so that link I don't see in the chat window.
Okay, I'll post it one more time. The first link is on the social selling index,
Okay.
where if you could open, you will get a screen with get your score button. If you click that, you will get the 4 different factors about your LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one more question. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all believe and we all accept that it is a really good platform for the job seekers. There is no doubt in it. But even those who are employed, is it necessary to increase the social status, whatever the thing is? Should they be also keep connecting with the people? Is it necessary for them, or it is only it's enough? Those who are unemployed, they are doing the job.
No, that's the core aspect of LinkedIn itself is building our branding. Okay, so all other platforms, if you look at, we just interact only for job, Naukri or any other platform. We just apply to resume and then the story ends there. But here the opportunity is you can directly connect with the CEO of a startup and then start conversing whether you have that particular opportunity or not. Right? You can just converse that I'm very potential, or you can collect his number and then start talking. All these possibilities are already there because they always look for skilled people and they are keep on searching. So the main difference of is in job portals, only recruiters will have access where they will look for right kind of people for their job description. But here, CEOs, the decision makers, board of directors, a lot of people are sourcing profiles, and that after sourcing the profile, they are giving it to the recruiter to arrange for an interview. Okay, that level of in-depth aspects happens in the LinkedIn platform. So we have to be visible to all the multiple decision makers so that they feel that this is the right guide, comparing to the people who are only have process related decision making on it. So that's the whole difference, where it opens the doors for you to converse. No, so that opportunity, why do you want to miss? So if that happen, your personal branding should be at a higher level so that they accept your connection first of all. Okay, because these CEOs and hiring managers and recruiters, every day they will get minimum 10 or 15 requests. Okay, and who will they accept? Only if you have a personal brand and professional brand. They will, before accepting the connection request, they will open your profile and see what all you have performed, whether you are passionate towards your industry, domain, or subject, or what all achievements you have done, and what all for which are all activity you have engaged. All these aspects will be checked before even connecting. So that is core format of a LinkedIn profile.
Thank you. And we don't have any option to see the personal number or mobile number, isn't it?
There are a lot of tricks which I cannot tell in the webinar. So that tricks will be trained during a workshop.
Okay, and it will be better if we can, we can have one more session on how to build our profile in detail. That is a hands-on session. It will be better. I would request you to.
Usually it takes about 4 hours. That is why we have kept 2 days workshop. So in which we start from the basics, and then we will tell which keyword is highly recommended for a particular profile. Because in last 3 years, a lot of keywords changes has happened for most of the domains. So say for example, in HR, earlier people called as employee engagement. Now people calling the same skill as people and culture. Okay. And a lot of people have synonymical keywords like
What is
purchase
it?
manager can be people and culture.
People and culture. Okay, thank you.
So when you mention employee engagement and look for job, now the possibility is very less. Now you have to change it as people and culture as your skill. So that way there are a lot of nuances towards each particular section, which we train for about 4 hours. So I would suggest that particular training will be helpful rather than a webinar, which needs a lot of time to understand each process. That's all.
Okay. How did you identify this transformation of these keywords and all those things? By keep reading the post or anything else?
No, since I come from the recruitment background for both executive search firm and I worked in Wipro and Manipal, I regularly do recruitment. So that's why the entire algorithm of LinkedIn and Naukri is completely familiar. So I understand how the algorithm works. So that way we know how these synonymical keywords will be used and what is the best keywords is keep on changing on a regular basis. So only that will work.
Superb, great. And I have one more question. For hashtag, should we write hashtag along with our content, or should we write it separately?
No, any content after for using content itself, we have to use the hashtag. But I don't suggest 50 hashtag because it will go as a spam in LinkedIn. So essentially, max to max, you use 3 or 4 hashtag, max to max 7. So beyond 7, it will be considered as a spam.
Superb. Generally, it comes after the content, right? At the end of the content, am I right? Or in between also we can include it.
You can use in between, but depending on the worth of the hashtag, it is showcased to those kind of like-minded.
Fine. Thank you.
There is no difference in terms of placement of that particular hashtag, either below or bottom. I mean, bottom or top. That doesn't.
Thank you.
So, all right. Thanks for joining and thanks for investing your great time on a Saturday evening. And thank you so much, Salim.